Coming up on today's episode of Technoid, the Apple November event is here. I'm going to discuss a little bit about that. Also on today's episode, the main story, AirPod 3 refresh is coming, and it looks like we might have our first image of what could possibly be a revamped, cheaper version of the AirPod Pros, but with a little inspiration in there. And lastly, if you are an Apple TV 4K user and a HomePod user, then stay tuned because you're gonna wanna hear something that might just change up the way you use your HomePod. All of that on today's episode, so stay tuned. Yo, what's happening everybody? Michael here, welcome back to Technoid. I hope you're all doing well. Today is the iPhone pre-order launch. I'm telling you guys right now, and I'm gonna say it, I pre-ordered the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so I'm going back to Apple. Yeah, it didn't last long, but I went a full year Android user. It was a great run. I will explain that before I switch over. But anyway, welcome back to everybody to the episode. I hope you're all doing well. Now, to those of you tuning on for the first time, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoy what I bring to the table, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any uploads that I do. To returning subscribers, thank you as always. Make sure you hit the like button and follow me on Twitter at Technoid12 for the latest and greatest on when I upload. All that out of the way, let's get story number one, the main story, the AirPod 3 refresh. Now I'm going to focus a lot on Apple on this episode for a main reason. Obviously there's a lot of stuff to debunk and also dive right into, but focusing on the AirPods, that is something that I really wanted to talk about for a little bit of the portion of the show and why I made it the main story. So as you know, Apple is refreshing the AirPods, not the AirPod Pros, but a refresh of the AirPods that we have now, the standard AirPods with wireless charging case and then just standard AirPods. For a while, a lot of people were saying that those headphones are great, but when the AirPod Pros came out, they were looking for something in that range where we could have a customized fit or something like that. Well, it seems like there is a refresh in the works and it looks like it's going to be coming soon. I don't necessarily know if it'll be at the Apple event because, you know what, honestly, anything's possible at this point. I've gotten so many things wrong. 2020 has been a weird year, so I am not second guessing this. But it looks like the AirPods 3, as they are so-called going by, it looks like the refresh is going to be taking some inspiration from the Pros, where it will have that Pro-like stem and design, but it won't have those changeable ear tips. Now, that kind of worries me a little bit because I don't know exactly how they're gonna fit well in your ear. They kind of just basically, if that is the design, because again, we don't know exactly if it is, but these images kind of look similar to when the Pros came out and then they turned out to be exactly what the Pros look like. But if this is the AirPod design, then I'm a little skeptical on how the fit is gonna be because the Pros use that little end piece to put the tips in, and now it just feels like you're taking the tips out but flushing it so people could put it in their ears. But I haven't really tried that and I don't know how that's gonna fit well. But regardless of that, we can definitely expect maybe a boost in battery life since there is no ANC, so you'll probably still get your 5 hours of battery life, which I kind of have to ask Apple, you really should start to increase the battery on your AirPods because 4.5 hours is cool, but that is way too short. But your charging case makes up for it, so I'll give you that. But the AirPod 3 refresh also is rumored to have also the H1 chip. So obviously it'll be a refresh of the, actually, you know what? Honestly, I just feel like I'm rambling nonsense at this point. You guys already know the drill. But the basic refresh is that it will go away from that one size fit all to a new one size fit all, but it'll take a little inspiration from the AirPod Pros. Now, final thoughts on this before I move on to the next story. Something you need to note out is that there is an indication that the charging case might get a slight tweak. We don't know exactly based on the image, but the render and based on this concept image, I am gonna have to safely bet that that might be the design, and if that is, then it does look really cool. Honestly, I kind of like where they're heading with this. I'm a little bit concerned about the fit, but we'll have to wait and see. And who knows, if Apple really wants to release this thing, they might just release it at the November event. Oh boy, I really do suck at predictions. Story number two, let's talk about that November event. Now, as you know, I said there might not be a November event because I thought they already did enough events, but of course Apple said, you're such a loser, you don't get it by now, because they announced the brand new November event, and that is being dubbed the One More Thing event. Now, in this event, there are a lot of rumors going out there right now. I'm just gonna say it because honestly, 2020 has proven me wrong so many times, and it's still going on, but regardless of that, let's discuss what I think is going to happen at the November event. So I think we're going to finally see the ARM-based Macs. Whatever Macs they decide to release, I don't care. They said they were doing the Mac Mini first, but whatever the Mac is, we're going to see those ARM-based Macs. I would like to believe that they are going to talk about AirTag and maybe AirPod Studios, because there were rumors saying that AirPod Studios wasn't ready to go, but that they were going to announce it and then it would be available in 2021. And then of course AirTags, all of course coming from John Prosser. But there is one more thing. Ha, you like what I did there. But there is one more thing that I would like to see from Apple in this November event, because I don't know. I don't know really what else to expect from Apple at this point, because I feel like we got so much. I mean, what's next? An Apple TV? That could be a possibility. But I think that's really the safe bet. The ARM-based Macs, maybe an announcement on the AirPod Studios, and who knows, maybe even AirTag. So those are my 3 best gets. But again, I completely have been wrong this whole time, so take my stuff with a grain of salt. And last story, the main story, not the main story, but if you are a HomePod user, you're gonna wanna hear this, because Apple just upped your experience if you are a first-gen HomePod user, meaning the big HomePod, not the mini. If you have the standard HomePod, Apple released today iOS 14.2 with HomePod OS 14.2. This update not only brings an advancement in Siri, but if you read the description closely, it says if you are a HomePod user that uses Apple TV 4K, you can connect your HomePod to the Apple TV 4K and enjoy Dolby Atmos content, with the HomePods being able to support Dolby Atmos. So look at it this way. I have been craving for years, for 2 years, Apple, get us a soundbar update, make this thing work better with the Apple TV, and Apple listened, but there's just one problem. I have a soundbar already, so. But on the real note, if you do have an Apple TV 4K, this definitely boosts your cinematic experience, because that's something that they've been touting on the website if you've been checking it out in these last few days. And I like this fact that they're giving you Dolby Atmos and upping the experience for Apple TV users. Now, it doesn't know exactly how that's gonna work out, if it's just a simplified mode, if you click this and that, but all I'm gonna say is this. If you have wanted your HomePod to be like a soundbar and you've been waiting for a long time, this is the right time to do it. And if you have 2 HomePods and an Apple TV already, what are you waiting for? Get that thing going, update it, and get yourself going. Because honestly, I like that from Apple, and I think I know why they did that. Not just because the HomePods can add value if you are an Apple ecosystem member, but Amazon's Echo Studio gives you Dolby Atmos on default, so it kind of makes sense why Apple would do that. But I'm really happy that Apple added that, but it would have been nice maybe a year ago. And that's for today's episode of Technoid. Now guys, I really hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. I will see you all on Monday. Take care, have a great rest of your day, and peace!